Do you feel the day slipping away before it even starts, pulled in 1,000 directions, a constant state of reaction, of losing before you have even begun to play? There is another path, a way to find an inner victory accessible to you every single morning. Stay with me, because the final method I will share is the one that gives power and meaning to all the others. Morning stillness. We begin the day, or more accurately, the day begins us. For so many, the first action is not our own, it is a reaction. The sound of an alarm, a jolt from a peaceful state into an immediate awareness of pressure. The first thought is often of a deficit, of the time we do not have, of the tasks that are already waiting. We reach for a device, and with that single action, we invite the entire world's demands, opinions, and emergencies into our mind before we have even had a chance to meet ourselves. We allow the noise of the marketplace to become the first voice we hear. Is it any wonder that we then feel scattered, that we feel as if we are already behind in a race we did not agree to run? The foundation for the entire day is laid in these first few moments, and we have laid a foundation of chaos, of external control. We have given the day away. To win, you must first claim your day. And to claim your day, you must first claim your mind. This is not a complex practice. It does not require a special room or special equipment. It requires only one thing, a choice. The choice to give the first few moments of your day to yourself and to yourself alone. Before the phone, before the news, before the list of duties, you must find stillness. This can be for 5 minutes. It can be for 10. The duration is less important than the intention. The goal is to create a small island of profound and deliberate calm in the ocean of your morning. You can simply sit on your bed, on a chair, on the floor, and the only task is to arrive in your body, feel the ground beneath you, feel the air as it enters and leaves your lungs. You will notice, almost immediately, that the mind does not want to be still. It will try to run towards the future, listing all that must be done. It will try to run towards the past, replaying conversations or regrets. This is normal. This is the nature of a mind that has been trained to be constantly in motion. Your task is not to fight the mind. Fighting the mind is like trying to flatten the waves in a storm with your hands. It is a futile effort that only creates more turbulence. Instead, your task is to simply observe, to watch the thoughts as they arise like clouds passing in the sky. You do not cling to them, you do not push them away. You acknowledge their presence and you gently, very gently, return your focus to your breath. Each time you return to the breath, it is a victory. It is an act of self-mastery. Think of your mind as a glass of water with sediment at the bottom. When you wake up and immediately rush into your day, you shake the glass. The sediment swirls, the water becomes cloudy, and you cannot see through it clearly. All day, you are making decisions and navigating your life through this clouded water. But when you take these few moments in the morning to be still, you allow the sediment to settle. The water becomes clear, your mind becomes clear. From this place of clarity, you can see things as they are. You can make choices that are aligned with your deeper self, not simply react to the loudest noise. This morning stillness is the first victory. You have chosen clarity over chaos. You have established that you are the master of your inner world, and from this stable center, you can now engage with the outer world. Single tasking. Now that you have established a center of calm, you must learn how to carry this clarity into your actions. The modern world has a great myth, a deeply damaging belief that is sold to us as a superpower. This is the myth of multitasking. We are told that to be productive, to be successful, to be efficient, we must do many things at once. We answer emails while on a call, we listen to a podcast while writing a report, we plan our evening while eating our lunch. We believe we are accomplishing more. But what is the reality? The reality is that we are giving a small fraction of our attention to many things, and our full attention to nothing. We are not truly present for any of our actions. We are everywhere and nowhere at the same time. This is not a path to victory. It is a path to exhaustion and superficiality. The true path to mastery and to a day that feels one is the practice of single tasking. It is the art of doing one thing at a time, but doing it with your entire being. When you are writing an email, just write the email. Give your full attention to the words you are choosing, to the message you wish to convey. When you are finished, close it and move to the next single task. When you are drinking a cup of tea, just drink the tea. Do not drink the tea while scrolling through your phone and worrying about your next meeting. Feel the warmth of the cup in your hands, smell the aroma, taste the flavor as it fills your mouth. Be completely present with the simple act of drinking tea. In that moment, that is your entire world. This is not about being slow, it is about being deliberate. It is about being deep. This practice is a profound form of respect. When you give your full attention to a task, you are honoring that task. When you give your full attention to a conversation with another person, you are honoring them. You are giving them the most valuable gift you possess, your undivided presence. They will feel this. And you will find that the quality of your connections, the quality of your work, the quality of your entire experience of life will transform. You begin to notice details you missed before. You find a sense of flow and satisfaction in your work because you are no longer fragmenting your energy. The mind, which was so scattered, learns to focus. It becomes a sharp tool, a laser rather than a floodlight. To win the day in this context is not about how many boxes you can check off a list. That is a game of quantity, and it is a game that never ends. There will always be more boxes to check. The true victory is in the quality of your attention. Can you bring your full presence to washing the dishes? Can you bring your full presence to listening to your child? Can you bring your full presence to the walk from your car to your office? Each time you consciously choose to do one thing at a time, you are stepping out of the chaotic stream of modern life and into a state of mindful action. You are winning a battle against distraction. You are cultivating a mind that is powerful, peaceful, and present. This is a victory that builds on itself, creating a day of meaning, not just motion. Body connection. We often think of winning and losing as concepts of the mind. We strategize, we plan, we worry, and we celebrate, all within the realm of our thoughts. But we forget the vessel that carries us through every single moment of our day, the body. The body is not a machine to be used until it breaks. It is not a mere vehicle for the brain. It is an intelligent living system that is constantly communicating with us. And to win the day, we must learn to listen to its language. In our culture, we are taught to ignore the body's signals. We feel tired, so we drink more caffeine. We feel stiff, so we sit for longer. We feel hungry, so we eat whatever is fastest, not what is best. We treat our bodies as an inconvenience. This disconnection is a source of great suffering and a fundamental way in which we lose the day. The practice of body connection is about re-establishing this lost dialogue. It begins with the simple act of checking in. Just as you found stillness for the mind in the morning, you must also find moments to inhabit your body. Throughout the day, take a moment to pause. Close your eyes if you can. Where are you holding tension? Is it in your jaw, your shoulders, your lower back? You do not need to judge it or even understand fully why it is there. The first step is simply to notice, to become aware. By shining the light of your awareness on these areas of tension, you are already beginning to release them. The body, when it feels heard, begins to relax. This is a small victory, a moment of self-care that prevents small tensions from accumulating into chronic pain. Movement is the other half of this practice. This does not mean you must engage in strenuous, punishing exercise. It means you must move with intention, with the goal of listening to what your body needs. Perhaps it needs a gentle stretch. Feel where the body is tight and breathe into that space. Imagine you are creating more room, more ease with each breath. Perhaps it needs to walk. When you walk, feel the sensation of your feet on the ground. Feel the rhythm of your stride, the way your arms swing. The goal is not to get somewhere, but to be fully present in the act of walking. You are connecting your mind to your physical form. This is a moving meditation. When you cultivate this connection, you develop a deep and powerful intuition. Your body becomes a wise counselor. It will tell you when you need to rest. It will tell you what foods will nourish it. It will tell you when a situation or an environment feels wrong, a feeling we often describe as a gut feeling. This is the body's intelligence speaking to you. To win the day is to honor this intelligence. It is to make choices that support your physical well-being, because your mental state and your physical state are not separate things. They are two sides of the same coin. A body that is tired, tense, and ignored will create a mind that is irritable, anxious, and foggy. A body that is cared for, listened to, and moved with awareness will support a mind that is clear, calm, and resilient. Each time you choose to stretch instead of staying stiff, to walk instead of sitting, to listen to your body's needs, you are achieving a profound victory of self-respect. Mindful consumption. Every day we are consuming. We consume food and water to nourish our bodies, but we are also constantly consuming information, media, conversations, and the energy of the environments we are in. We have become so focused on what we feed our stomachs that we have forgotten to pay attention to what we feed our minds. And just as junk food can make the body sick, toxic information can make the mind and spirit sick. If you spend your morning consuming news stories of fear and conflict, your day will be colored by anxiety. If you spend your breaks scrolling through social media, comparing your life to the curated highlight reels of others, your day will be colored by feelings of inadequacy. We do this passively, without conscious choice, and then wonder why we feel drained, negative, or agitated. To win the day, you must become a conscious gatekeeper of your own mind. You must practice mindful consumption. This is not about cutting yourself off from the world. It is about making deliberate choices about what you allow to enter your inner space. Before you read an article, watch a video, or enter a conversation, ask yourself a simple question. Is this likely to nourish me, or is it likely to deplete me? Will this inform me, or will it inflame me? Will this inspire me, or will it incite envy? You do not have to consume everything. You have a choice. Choosing to read a book that uplifts you over scrolling through angry comments is a victory. Choosing to listen to calming music instead of a sensationalized news report is a victory. Think of your mind as a garden. Every piece of content you consume is a seed. If you plant seeds of anger, outrage, and comparison, you will cultivate a garden of mental weeds. They will choke out the sunlight and prevent anything beautiful from growing. If you consciously choose to plant seeds of wisdom, compassion, kindness, and inspiration, you will cultivate a beautiful garden within your mind. This requires vigilance. It requires you to be an active gardener. You must be willing to pull the weeds, to unfollow accounts that make you feel bad, to turn off shows that leave you feeling empty, to politely exit conversations that are purely negative. This is not an act of weakness. It is an act of profound self-preservation. This practice extends beyond media. It applies to your food. Are you eating for fuel and nourishment, or for distraction and comfort? It applies to your conversations. Are you engaging in gossip that drains everyone, or are you having discussions that create connection and understanding? Every choice of consumption is a defining moment. It is an opportunity to win or to lose. The victory is not in being perfect. The victory is in the awareness itself. The moment you pause and ask, "Is this good for me?" you have already won a small battle. You have taken back control. Over the course of a day, these small victories accumulate, creating a state of mind that is clear, positive, and resilient, because you have been carefully and lovingly tending to the garden within. Evening reflection. Just as we began the day with intention, we must close the day with intention. For many, the end of the day is a collapse. It is a slump into exhaustion, often in front of a screen, numbing the mind until sleep finally takes over. The transition from day to night is lost. We carry the stresses, the unfinished tasks, and the lingering anxieties of the day with us into our rest. And so we do not truly rest. We sleep, but we do not restore. We wake up the next morning still carrying the weight of the day before. The cycle of defeat continues because we never properly completed the previous chapter. The day bleeds into the night, and the night bleeds into the next morning. To truly win the day, you must give it a proper ending. This is the practice of evening reflection. Like the other practices, this is simple, and it is not about judgment. This is not the time to create a scorecard for your day, rating yourself on your performance. That is the ego's game, and it leads only to pride or to shame. Instead, this is a gentle, compassionate review. It is the act of a farmer putting away their tools at the end of a day of work in the fields. The work is done. Now is the time for observation and release. Find a few quiet moments before you sleep, away from any screens. The light from screens signals to the brain that it is still daytime, disrupting the natural process of preparing for sleep. In this quiet space, you can ask yourself 3 simple questions. First, what am I grateful for from this day? It does not have to be a grand event. Perhaps it was the taste of your morning tea. Perhaps it was a kind word from a colleague. Perhaps it was the feeling of the sun on your skin. By actively looking for something to be grateful for, you are training your mind to see the good that is always present, even on difficult days. Second, what was challenging for me today? Again, this is not for judgment, it is for acknowledgement. You simply name the difficulty. By naming it, you are externalizing it. You see it as an event that happened, not as a part of who you are. Third, what can I release? You consciously let go of the day's worries. You let go of the conversations you are replaying. You let go of the to-do list for tomorrow. This act of letting go is the victory. You are saying, this day is complete. You are trusting that you have done what you could, and now it is time for rest and renewal. You are drawing a clear boundary between the activity of the day and the sacred rest of the night. This practice cleans the slate. It allows your mind and body to fully enter a state of restoration, unburdened by the residue of the day. You will find that your sleep becomes deeper, more peaceful, and when you will wake up to a new day, a fresh start, not to the tired leftovers of yesterday. By closing your day with this gentle reflection, you ensure that the victory you have cultivated is not lost overnight. You honor the day that has passed, and you prepare yourself to meet the new one with a clear mind and a restored spirit. Purposeful intention. We have spoken of stillness, of single tasking, of connecting with the body, of mindful consumption, and of reflection. These are the tools. They are the methods, the how. But without an underlying why, they can become just another set of tasks on a list, another form of striving that can lead to frustration. The final practice, the one that ties everything together and gives it true power, is the cultivation of a purposeful intention. This is the ultimate key to winning every single day. When I speak of purpose, I am not necessarily speaking of a grand, lifelong mission. That can feel overwhelming. I am speaking of the intention you set for this day, and this day alone. It is the spiritual direction you point yourself in when you wake up. After your morning stillness, when your mind is clear and calm, you ask yourself, what is my intention for today? What quality do I wish to embody? This is your guiding principle for the day. It is your personal definition of a win. Perhaps your intention is patience. Your goal for the day then is not to clear your inbox or finish a project. Your goal is to be patient. When you are stuck in traffic, you have an opportunity to win by practicing patience. When your child is asking the same question for the 10th time, you have an opportunity to win by responding with patience. The external events do not matter as much as your internal response. You have shifted the goalposts from the external world, which you cannot control, to your inner world, which you can. Perhaps your intention is kindness, or attentive listening, or to be helpful. This single chosen word becomes the lens through which you view every interaction and every challenge of the day. It is your compass. When you are faced with a choice, you can ask yourself, what would be the patient response here? What would be the kind action? This simplifies everything. The 1001 demands of the day become a series of opportunities to practice your chosen intention. Suddenly, a difficult meeting is no longer a threat. It is a chance to practice listening. A frustrating delay is no longer a disaster. It is a chance to practice acceptance. You begin to see the entire day as your training ground. This is the most profound way to win, because it is entirely within your power. You may not get the promotion. You may not achieve the goal. The project may fail. In the eyes of the world, you may have lost. But if your intention was to act with integrity, and you did, then you have won. If your intention was to be compassionate, and you showed compassion to yourself and one other person, you have won. This redefines victory. It is no longer an external outcome, but an internal state of being. It is the alignment of your actions with your deepest values. All the other practices, the stillness, the focus, the body connection, they exist to create the clarity and resilience needed to remember and to live by this daily intention. This is the path. This is how you win the day, every day, by first deciding what a victory truly means to you. The day is a life in miniature. The way you live your days is the way you live your life. To win is not to conquer the world outside of you, but to achieve a harmony within you. It is a quiet victory, felt not in applause, but in the deep and abiding peace that comes from a day lived with presence, with purpose, and with self-respect. It is the realization that the greatest prize is not what you get at the end of the day, but the person you become in the process of living it. I've been stuck in this cycle of waking up anxious and going to bed feeling defeated for years. The idea that winning isn't about my to-do list, but about my intention for the day. That just broke something open for me. The idea of shifting the goal from something external I can't control to an internal quality I can cultivate is revolutionary. I'm going to try the morning stillness and set one single intention tomorrow. Patience. Thank you for this clarity.